I'm speaking as a semi-retired consultant and having worked for the World Bank. I'm somewhat concerned regarding Buckland developments, which is part of the Southwark Estates.
Move the microphone a little closer, please.
So, okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I can.
Come on, repeat that again.
No, I heard
okay. I'm led to believe that Buckland's developments have 10 years experience in this type of development. Well, not this type of development, but 10 years experience. This is in no way acceptable from a pre-qualification procedure that a company should be given such a large project which will involve enormous financing. Now one has to ask the question, has Buckland development, bearing in mind they're part of Southwark Estates, have the in-house capabilities, the know-how, and especially the financial resources?
It's a very relevant question that you ask, and it really goes to the heart as well as why the Council is pursuing finding a development partner, because we are the sort of people that we're talking to. And I said we've had 51 expressions of interest as of yesterday as a result of the European Journal advertisement, and we're talking about colossal organisations that are much, much larger than Buckland. I have no doubt that Buckland, if the Council appoints a development partner, that Buckland will need to work very, very closely with them. If Buckland applies to be the Council's development partner, then of course the pre-qualification questionnaire issue will be very, very important, as you've highlighted, and looking for significant experience. Now, it must be said that Buckland and Southwark Estates have been involved in the Beerwood development west of Waterlooville for a few thousand homes, so clearly they have experience there, but they obviously don't have experience on the scale of a development like Welborne.
Could I ask one more question?
Of course. Okay,
sorry. One more question. It's regarding the infrastructure. Now, on any project, the first thing one develops is the infrastructure. Now, during a meeting, a previous meeting, I believe it was in here, when I spoke to Southwark Estates people, they said, no, infrastructure would be put at the back and the building of houses would start immediately. Is this correct?
Buckland will obviously have their view on the phasing and what it is that they want to do, but the decision will be one for the local planning authority. And certainly what we are wanting to see and will see is that all of the infrastructure that was required at Welborne is identified. We know what we need, we know where it's going to go, and most importantly, we know how it is going to be funded. Now, clearly, all of the infrastructure required for Welborne, there's a few £100 million worth of it. When you start looking at 3 schools, including a secondary school, you look at a motorway junction, all of the roads, everything else. Clearly, nobody in their right mind would expect Buckland to build a secondary school before there's a single house on the site, and the county council to fully staff that secondary school for no pupils. So obviously there has to be a degree of reasonableness, and all of the phasing through the Welborne programme will have triggers in it and planning agreements called Section 106 agreements signed up between the developers and the local authority, which will see those elements of infrastructure built at particular times. There is also, of course, significant public funding going into Welborne. It's not just money and cash that will be raised by the developers. In fact, when we bid to government to have Welborne designated as a garden village, that's the government description for it, that has opened up a pot of money worth £8 billion to which Fareham Borough Council is able to bid. Already money is allocated towards the Junction 10 motorway improvements, because that has wider implications than just for Welborne. So there is money there. There will be money for other elements of it to which we can bid. So there is money available. The developers will have to provide money. But the most important thing is that before any detailed planning permission is given, all of those elements of infrastructure, we know exactly when they're going to happen, where they're going to happen, and who's going to pay for them.